Hey guys, I am Jeff the Homestead Dad and welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to be continuing the homestead planning series, starting homestead from scratch. And the last video that we did in this series was the orchard. So when I left our last homestead, we had to leave all of those fruit trees that we planted, and that was a big bummer. Scout, you're a mess. Go. You don't need to be on video. So we planted those 23 trees. Go, dog. Apparently he wants to be in the video. You say hi? This week, we're going to be planting grapevines and raspberries and asparagus. So these are all from either Aldi or Rural King, or I think I got a couple of them from Tractor Supply. And I don't know exactly where I want to plant them permanently. Scott, get out of there. So the plan is going to be, I'm going to put them in some of these buckets, these containers that I have from other plants that I've done before. And you guys can see this big row, this mound of dirt here. The former owner had some tomatillos here and maybe some other things, but it's just right in the middle of our backyard. And if you guys look here, so it's right smack dab in the middle of the backyard area. House is right there. You come out of the patio and you land right on this. It doesn't work for what I want. I would rather have like a cabana here. I'm thinking about maybe building something like Aaron the Barn Geek has done, and a 20 by 30 cabana here that we could use for parties and stuff like that. Thanks, bud. Jonah's here today. Can I say hi, Jonah?
Hi.
He's gonna be helping me. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use some of this dirt to fill up these buckets so that we can start to plant these, because like I said, I don't know where I want to put these permanently, but they need to get in the ground. So we're going to put them in these buckets. Maybe I'll just leave them right out here on this mound so that they're getting water from the rain, and there's a hose right over here. So if we need to water them, we can do that. But that way I can figure out where they need to go. Now, most of the garden is going to go over on that side of the house. It's been good that we've had some of the spring to kind of figure this out. Ideally, you'd go through a whole season in a house or on a property, so you figure where the water goes to, where cold spots are, things like that. But I want to get stuff in the ground soon, so putting them in pots enables me to then move them, but it still allows them to start growing so that I can have grapevines that I can eventually get in the ground, and raspberries and asparagus and things like that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put some gloves on. Jonah got me a marker so we can label the buckets and keep everything kind of knowing what we're planting. And let's get this stuff planted. So we're going to start with the asparagus. Asparagus we will plant this year and we will not harvest until next year. That's kind of how it works. And they come in, put just a few inches of, like 3 or 4 inches of soil on the bottom. They come in these little, let me open one up and show you. Okay, so these are the asparagus crowns. And they come like this, and you just kind of spread them out. Actually, I was thinking about putting them in those pots that Jonah's filling up right now, but I think by the time you end up spreading these out, we're going to end up with like 1 per pot, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So maybe we'll put these in the smaller pots and maybe put the raspberries in the bigger pots. But these are, so what you do is you bury them about 3 inches deep, and then you water them and you wait for them to come up, and then you bury them a little bit more, and then you just leave them. So yeah, that's probably a root of a tomatillo or something. So we're gonna get started with these guys. Okay, so Jonah, come in here. This is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna set the roots down here like this, and then I'm just gonna grab some dirt, get them to set in there. I'm gonna wait before I put too much dirt on there because I want to grab another one that doesn't have too big of roots. So I'll grab this one. You can see they're kind of folded up. When you buy them, you kind of spread them out like this. We add a little bit more dirt, like that. They get buried. And we'll put about 3 inches of soil on top of them, and we'll call it good. So I'm gonna do that with the rest of these guys, and then come back in a couple months. These will probably stay in the pots all year long, but we'll water everything. So I'll talk to you when we're done. Okay, so this I think is the one. I think this is one of them from, I don't remember where this one's from.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that one's from wherever you stopped.
This one is from Rural King. So you can see it's packed in a lot of like sawdust to hold water. This one, this is the dirt that was in. This is the roots. This was from, I think, Aldi. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plant probably all of the red raspberries in these 2 bins, and we'll just keep them here for now. See if I can do this one-handed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just make, let's see if I can do this one-handed. I'm gonna make a little trench here, and you wanna have a couple inches buried over this. So like there's probably good. And then you just fill in around it. Pat it down good.
This is not one.
And there's one. We'll just rip the plastic, bud. Okay. So there's one. I'm gonna get more planted in there. Jonah's wrestling with this one, trying to rip the plastic and get it out. I think he's gonna win eventually, but it might take some out of him. This is why you wear clothes you don't care about getting all dirty.
Yeah.
Okay, be careful with the root ball though. Just don't try to collapse the root ball. Okay, will it peel off or no? Like if you push from the back and pull?
Oh,
so like, yeah, like that. And so this is just paper. We can leave the paper on it.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm trying to talk to him. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's what I said. Okay, so this one we'll put in here as well. Same thing. So let's get the root ball. Bring it over here, bud. Bring it over here. Yep. And we'll put it right in here.
Do you want to
put it right in here? No, leave the stuff around it, bud. You don't need to take more off of it. So we're just gonna plant it like that. And there's 2. So we'll put another one here and another one here. We'll have 4 in that one. I think we'll have 3 in that one. I'll come back to you when we're done. So we've got our raspberries in those 2 pots there. And then we've got our grapes there. So I think there's the 4 Concords, 2 Canadas, and then the 3 Concords. Concords. I think the 4 Niagaras. Ideally, we'd have more space for those, but I don't have more pots. They're not gonna stay in there forever. So they'll be fine for now, and then we'll move them when we get a chance. These are gonna be for the asparagus. I've got 8 Mary Washington green asparagus that are gonna go in here. And the reason that there's not much dirt in here is because typically how you would plant asparagus is you dig a 6-inch trench. You'd put the crowns, you'd put these down in the trench and kind of spread the roots out like that and set them in the trench. And then you'd cover them with 3 inches of soil. And then you'd wait a little bit and you'd cover them with 3 inches more of soil in a couple months. Hey guys, I just got back from watering the orchard. I don't have water around out there, so I'm taking 5-gallon buckets. I'm just doing 2 trips with 2 buckets. So we'll see how that goes over time. But we got these all planted. Our purple asparagus, our Mary Washington asparagus, Canada grapes, Concord grapes, another grape. What was the other grape? Let's look at the label. Niagara, the green grape, that's right. And then we've got our raspberries in these 2 buckets. So we'll keep these watered. Hopefully they do well. You can see the Cannabis ones are actually in the package. They already started to sprout. Hopefully they do okay. We'll just keep watering them and see. Like I said, this isn't ideal. Like obviously if I had a place to put them, but that's part of starting a new homestead is sometimes you don't know. Originally, I was thinking if we're gonna dig a pond, we dig it back over in that corner over there. Well, after having gone through this spring and realizing that the water runs along the side of the house here and kind of all goes this way, it'd probably be a better spot to put the pond back over here where the water's running to anyway, so you can gather it all and not fight Mother Nature. So you gotta work with what you've got. You've gotta be flexible when necessary, but not stopping. Like I'm not going to not plant something that needs to be in the ground for several years before getting a harvest, because I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna put it. I'll just put it in pots and we'll move them. We'll plant them when we can, and we'll just go from there. So that's the thing. When you're starting a new homestead, in fact, my friend Ruth just said the same thing. Fruit trees are the first thing. Animals are fun, but fruit trees are the first thing because those are the things that are gonna take the longest to start giving you a harvest. So fruit trees, perennial plants, like we've got in here, and then we can start worrying about the garden and stuff like that. Like obviously I should have seeds started for garden. I may have to buy starts. I may have to start things late, such is life, but we'll keep working on it. We got some big things coming up. Don't miss out on the series. If you haven't watched the previous videos about the internet and about the orchard, go back and watch those. It should be in a playlist. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. God bless you and your family, and I will see you guys in the very next video.